Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie Stream. The Keenan family's simple vacation getaway truly turns into a vacation to die for, as four deranged killers playing a sadistic game lock down their hotel and compete for the most creative murders of all the guests. So it is a B horror, slasher horror, and is on Amazon Prime. It is, wow, 2 hours and 3 minutes? Okay. I didn't realize it was that long, but that's okay. It's a 6.0. I thought it was going to be lower. I don't know anything about this. I don't know anybody in it. 6.0. 9,339 people rated so far. That's not bad. Yeah, I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. Now, as I look at this, Jeffrey Combs is in it. Not sure I know who he is. Charles Edwin Powell. These are the top billed cast members. Danielle Harris. Wesley Holloway, Sydney Michaela. I don't know anybody, honestly. Maybe I will when I start watching it. They're the first couple that I see there. So we'll see. The director is Michael Leavy, and the writers were Stephen Della Sala, Jason Leavy, and others. So I think that's as much information as I have on this movie. So let's get into it, watch a little bit more, find out what it's about, and give you more information about really what this is about. So stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Stream and learn a lot more about it as I watch this. As soon as I started watching this, and I'm glad I shared with you who the writers and directors were. Not putting it together at the time. But after I watched it for a little bit and the action started happening, the murders, I was like, this looks very similar to something else. So if you don't know, you probably know because you're probably a lot smarter than me. But the directors and the writers are the Terrifier writers and directors, right? So they're the ones. And as soon as you see that, that's kind of the film it is, right? So it is very, very gory. It is very, I guess, violent. Yes. I mean, it's just not awful kill scenes that you don't want to watch. And they're very intense, which is pretty much what happens in Terrifier, whether you've seen that or not. So just so you know, it just really felt, and I thought it was pretty neat because they saw them in the movie. They play little cameos and stuff like that, this is kind of filled with a little bit of cameos. The guy from, what was that? Pee Wee Herman was in this one. Pee Wee's Herman enemy who steals the bike, whatever his name was. I got to look it up real quick because it's right here. It's right on the top of my tongue. I got it. Oh, there it is. Mark Holton. So I don't know if you ever saw Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. He plays Francis. Right? So anyway, I saw him. I was like, I know that guy. There's a couple of other people in here that you might recognize that I didn't initially. But what this is it feels like more of like an old time, like 80s kind of horror, B horror film, right? Whereas I feel it's like over the top. I don't want to say silly. I don't even want to say dark comedy, but it's hard to take seriously. And I think that's intentional. It's supposed to be, ridiculous, and almost silly to a point, but not really. I don't know how to say it. There's a word, I can't think of it, but there's the way this was done. Like the characters were even just, again, not realistic and, it's silly to a point or, just unbelievable when you watch them. And I think that's the acting that they do in this and all that kind of thing. Anyway, this family goes on vacation and they do have this streaming thing going on where these guys take over this hotel. They have a couple of 4 murderers running around and killing the hostages or killing the vacationers, right? And so it's a fight for survival and all that. And evidently the guys, they don't pay a lot of attention to this, but like you find out. And since we knew it, I'm not sure I would have picked up on it, but he's scoring them. 300 points there, right? And then he's chatting. And so people are watching this and it blows up into a bigger thing that's going, you know what I mean? Like people are paying to watch. They're betting on all this and that comes out a little bit more clearer in the end. It would probably be better if you didn't know that going into this, to be honest with you, because that, because then you're just watching it. It's a silly, gory movie. and then you find all that out. But we knew that from the IMDb thing, and it comes out more towards the end, I think, than it does the rest of the movie. With all that, I also like, I liken this to, like I said, 80s horror slasher films, along with like Escape Room and Saw. Combine all that together, that's what you get, along with silliness. But I think they can make this if they wanted to. They just like they did with Terrifier. This could be something just like they did with Escape Room. There's multiple escape rooms. They could make this a series if they wanted to, if it got enough following. 6.0, I was surprised at. And I will say, you watch a 2-hour film, felt long. It didn't really feel long because obviously the pace of this was pretty quick. There were points where I'm like, get your legs in, do these kinds of things, you know what I mean, to try and get away. So you're watching, it's very intense pretty much throughout. And, but I will say that I was surprised by the ending. I don't want to say I enjoyed it, but I appreciate the ending. Now there is even post-credit scenes. That was like whatever. And it just, I don't know. That's okay. Yeah, it goes along with what I had said before, and I don't want to spoil that for you. But the true, what happens at the end was just, wow. I'm happy I stuck it out, kind of thing. There you go. That's it. That's all I got for you. You true gore fans or gore fanatics or whatever you are, if you're a Terrifier fan, you'll probably like this. If you're looking for something fun, this probably isn't it. All right. That's it. Hopefully I was helpful. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.